Hello there. So recently I have had a few little realizations about YouTubing, and basically it's a waste of time. No, that was a bit harsh. Okay, it's not really, but this is like a drawing channel, so I'm going to be walking up and down here trying to find something to draw with and talking about YouTube stuff. Oh dear. Okay, right. Starting a YouTube video with a yawn is a terrible thing to do. Oh, dear me. I've got to bring my energy up. Okay, here we go. Okay. So let's talk about making videos for YouTube for the financially motivated. And in this video, I'm going to sound rather negative. So let me begin by saying that I really have no right to complain about YouTube. Lots of content creators do complain a lot about it, saying how it's getting worse or it's how different from it was before. It's like, oh, everything's changing. It's terrible. Oh, the world isn't. But if it didn't exist and it was released today, somehow and possibly managed to attract millions of skilled creators and viewers, viewers aren't skilled, what am I saying? Anyway, what I'm saying is that if it was released in its current state right now, no one would be complaining about it. It's still the best video content posting platform that I know of, and there's still room for anyone who works hard at it to grow on the platform. So this video is more about my readjustment of my own expectations. Maybe I'll whine a little bit too. I don't know. So during a COVID-19 lockdown, I can't remember which one it was, sometime back mid to late 2020 maybe, because I'm always slow to make use of a good opportunity, you know. I decided to dedicate some time on making a fine YouTube channel in the hope of eventually making some income from it. But it has become quite obvious that earning money, and earning a living definitely, from YouTube videos is not easy. The amount of financial reward you get out of your hard work can be incredibly low. So far, it has to be the most time-consuming way to earn a dollar I've ever experienced. I keep on telling myself, don't worry, it's just a delayed reward. It's going to come. Yeah. And it's also hard to ignore the incredible success of some people have had on YouTube who have become amazingly rich. But looking at successful YouTubers, it looks like a prime candidate for survivorship bias because success on YouTube equals visibility. So success is really all that you ever get to see. So let's look at some statistics, shall we? Taking my channel as an example, I currently have 1,300 subscribers, and I'm getting 12,300 views every month for those subscribers. So I'm getting about, I've got lots of other viewers which aren't subscribers, but just read between the lines here. So I get about $17 to $18 every 28 days for that amount of views. So that's an RPM, and RPM is YouTube terminology for how much money 1,000 views gives you, of $1.38. Or YouTube calculates it at about $1.45 for some reason. Apparently that's not very high. It's very low actually. Not super low, but quite low. RPM is not consistent and it can vary like a great deal, because it depends on how much an advertiser is willing to spend to put an advert on your video, which depends on the audience of said video, and that depends on the content of the video. You get the idea. So I've read that a humor channel, for example, may have an RPM of like 68 cents, because the advertisers are like, oh, it's a humor channel. It's only kids and people without money watching it. Oh, I don't want to spend anything. You know, that's a laughable amount of money. But a make money online channel may have an RPM of like $19, which I find funny for very different reasons. It's like very meta. You could be earning money from your channel by talking about earning money from your channel. It's like an over Unity machine. Man, but I'm not making videos for the sole reason for making money. I don't want to make a channel dedicated to making money. Although this video technically is, it would be interesting to find out what the RPM is for this particular video compared to my other videos. Maybe in a month or two, I'll post that in the description. Yeah, that'll be interesting. No, this is a creative outlet for me, with the added benefit of some money. So let's look at some more statistics, which may be slightly depressing. There are currently 51 million YouTube channels, and I would consider a large channel of about 100,000 subscribers. So I get 12,300 views every month, and I have 1,300 subscribers, so that's like 9.46 views per subscriber. That's the ratio. So if I was a channel with 100,000 subscribers and that viewership to subscriber ratio stayed the same, I would be getting 946,153 views per month. And roughly at my current RPM, that would earn me $1,419 a month. And to achieve that, I'm pretty sure I would have to work at it full time, and I would get $17,030 per year. So after spending such an incredible amount of time making videos for many years, I'd probably just be only getting just enough money to get over the Australian tax threshold. You could be earning more money doing almost anything else. Unless you have a money-making channel about making money, and then it's $215,722 a year. I have the wrong interests. It hurts. How many channels have managed to get to 100,000 subscribers or more? So according to this thing I've read, about 306,000 YouTube channels have over 100k subscribers as of January 2022. Out of 51 million channels, that is 0.6%. I don't like those odds. But maybe if we only look at the active channels, it's going to look a lot better. 15 million creators uploaded 80 million videos every month. That's about 5.3 videos a month per person. That's very good. I wish I could do that. But that means out of the active channels, only about 2.04% of them have managed to get to the large status where they can rake in the money. I still don't like those odds, although there are many other factors I still haven't considered, like how old the channel is, the quality of the content, etc. I don't know how to filter out channels that don't have standards, really, but according to some research, about 85% of YouTube views goes to the top 3% of channels. Then 49.47 million channels have to fight over the scraps remain. Or maybe it's only about 15 million channels which are fighting, because they're the only ones that are doing any work. So it's easy to see why many YouTubers get sponsors for their videos outside of YouTube, because AdSense doesn't really pay that well, depending on your subject. So am I saying that it's too difficult to earn money from YouTube? Yeah, well, directly from YouTube, it can be. But if you look at the wider spectrum of things, you will see a different picture. Because YouTube's true power, if you're willing to put in the work in, is in advertising. Not for YouTube, but for you. Because YouTube is like the second biggest search engine in the world. And I've heard of many people creating businesses, not around the actual content, but around the publicity the content generates. Selling products and services, t-shirts seem to be a common staple for many online classes, digital downloads, something, blah, blah, blah. One day I'll make a really good online store where people can buy my artwork from me, yes. But this video is not a good example of that artwork. I've made a pen out of trash. It's the worst pen ever made. Another thing people like to complain about on YouTube is burnout. Now, for a time, I was quite regular with my output. But to maintain a regular, frequent output, you need to consume lots of material. Otherwise, you end up making something that has no solidity to it. And I'm really benefiting, not much at all, from the material I'm absorbing. It's only staying with me just long enough so I can dump it out onto YouTube. There. Look what I've made. Look at the length of that one. It's like 20 minutes long. No one seems to like it. I better make another one. And after doing that consistently for nearly a year, and inconsistently for even longer, I'm starting to feel a bit constipated. Mentally, artistically. My mental digestive system just can't seem to keep up anymore. I just quickly learn a skill for a YouTube video, and then I make the video, and then I move on to the next thing, without actually cementing that skill within me, and I just lose it. It's frustrating. So I don't think I have what I'd call burnout. I haven't taxed myself to mental breakdown. I'm not determined enough to hurt myself, I don't think. The World Health Organization says that burnout is a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. So you're working even though it's hurting. In simple terms, I keep on hearing lots of people who are running a YouTube business suffering from this. And only now, after trying to post YouTube videos for like a whole year, I can finally see like a keyhole view of the problem. Or should I say problems? There are so many. So here are my possibly incorrect opinions and speculations. People are struggling to adjust to the fact that it's not 2012 anymore. YouTube is now an unfathomably large content delivery system and is frankly oversaturated with almost anything you're planning to make. The best you can do is try to outdo pre-existing videos. I'm not saying that you should copy someone else's video. No, don't do that, especially not intentionally. Just be aware you have great competition by people who have created large enterprises out of their channels over the course of many years. Okay, the second issue I'm kind of seeing is people hyper-focusing on the algorithm. It seems to be viewed like some kind of godlike entity that needs to be appeased or something. Or they're finding some hack that to boost views without regarding long-term consequences. If you've only ever focused on the algorithm and you do actually find an amazing hack for it, I don't think you want that to work. Especially if your content doesn't match the views it deserves. You're just going to teach the algorithm that everyone hates your content. I think most people who focus on hacking the algorithm or whatever they call it, they do so because they're impatient and they're unaware of how bad their content is relative to the competition. I mean, right now I'm thanking the algorithm for not showing people my early content. Thank you so much. I've also heard a lot of talk about people being punished by the algorithm for not uploading enough. It's like they stop uploading. It's, oh no, the algorithm is taking my views away because I'm not uploading. It's terrible. I'm being punished by the algorithm. Now, I haven't uploaded a video for like 2 months now, or over 2 months. And I have not seen that at all. In fact, my views are still slowly going up. I'm not obviously growing as fast as I would be if I was still uploading. But I don't see myself being punished by the algorithm for not uploading enough. So I think what's happening when people are complaining about this is that those people are probably not posting what we like to call evergreen content. Content that has a long life expectancy. It's just like trendy content that gets a massive hit in a particular point of time, and then the interest in that subject just fades away, and so they have to keep on uploading constantly to keep up to date. Come to think of it, I see a lot of tech YouTubers like complaining about this problem. And I think it's actually just a subject that they're posting about. It's not the algorithm that's punishing you. It's just the general population of viewers who have lost interest in a 1-year-old piece of technology, you know? Or even a 6-month-old technology. You know what I'm saying, anyway. And another problem I've noticed is following trends. Well, this is more of a problem for me more than anyone else, really. The speed of YouTube's collective attention span is just too fast for a single person to keep up with. Or maybe it's just me. I'm a pretty slow person. I don't think trends ever truly die. They just taper off into infinity. But getting on top of that curve looks pretty difficult to me. The more competition there is, it becomes more of a spike, I guess, on a graph of a well-performing video subject to time. Then it just tapers off quickly as everyone jumps on that bandwagon. Then you'll just get lost in a sea of pre-existing quality content made by larger, experienced teams of people who have the resources to produce something good in a short amount of time. So with those realizations, I think I will avoid those quick explosive trends. They aren't worth it for me. I can't keep up. I'll just end up fussing over the idea I want to do with that trend for like a month or more. And then the movie or tech product is old hat by that time and everyone's got a sea of videos out there about it anyway. I will also stop thinking about the stupid algorithm. It just brings me no joy whatsoever. In fact, I'm going to pretend that it doesn't even exist. This might sound insane, but something tells me it might be actually pretty good advice. Because all the algorithm seems to do is just connect people with the content that they like. So it's just powered by the opinions of human beings. And I'm a human being. And I know for a fact that I'm not completely unique in my likes and interests. So if I just make content that I would enjoy to watch, with thumbnails that I would want to click on, I should have some pretty good success making the content that I want to. Because I've worn one kind of content a bit too thin, and I need my creativity engine to release its valves. Right now it feels like a centrifugal pump that's been spinning the same water around and around for far too long, and now it's beginning to boil, and the valves must be opened or the pump must be turned off. And I don't know how to do the latter. So prepare for some slightly different content on this channel. I will still do some product art reviews, but they're not the main focus for this channel anymore. Art and drawing in general is. And I'm going to muse over each topic and properly digest it until I get the full benefit from it. I will no longer let the imaginary demands of some computer algorithm put constraints on the quality or the demands on the quantity of my work. If the algorithm showed me some super popular, untapped niche due to a single video I made, and then I exploited that, I might find myself consuming my time making something I have little desire in. And I didn't start making videos so I could earn a living fulfilling the dreams of someone else's desires or of some algorithm, someone else's dreams. I could do that anywhere in any job. Isn't that the whole point? Trying to make a business out of something that you're interested in? But I did mention earlier that I don't want to become rich through YouTube. And now, to be honest, I'm not even sure I want to earn a living only through YouTube. I don't think I would be comfortable with the level of fame that would be required to do so, especially with the low RPM the subject this channel attracts. I wouldn't mind my work becoming famous, but I don't think I want to become famous. So I'm quite sure I'll be hiding because what am I saying? Sorry. So I think I'll be hiding behind the camera from now on. So I'm going to become content with slow growth. And when it comes down to it, I'm going to become happy with the failure of something that I wanted. Because that's far better than the success of something that I really didn't want at all. That may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. I know you might be thinking, well, 100,000 subscribers, that's not going to make you famous. That's not fame at all. And I must admit, getting recognised walking down the street with that level of so-called fame is extremely low. But if you make videos about something you're interested in, you will end up going to places that you're interested in, and so will other people that are interested in those things. And then that narrows it down, doesn't it? And then they start to recognise you. And I don't want that attention. Just leave me alone. Okay. I think I've said basically everything that I wanted to say now. Sorry if it feels a bit disjointed or all over the place. And I'm very sure that after I finish making this video and I upload it, there'll be many very interesting comments below this video from people that have actual legitimate complaints, that know far more about it than me. So I guess this video is more of a springboard for the real content below it. So, anyway, goodbye. Take care. See you later.